There are moments in hearings where a simple question exposes something much bigger. And that's exactly what happened when Rep. Chrissy Houlahan pressed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on whether women are capable of lethal military service. A yes or no question should have taken 1 second. Instead, his refusal to answer turned into one of the most revealing moments of the entire hearing.
Ms. Houlahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I've been looking forward very much to our time together. My name is Chrissy Houlahan. In addition to representing a part of Pennsylvania, the 6th District, I also am a veteran. I come from a family of veterans and service members, and it's very deeply personal to me, this conversation that we're having, as I know it is to you as well. Over the last several days, I've had the opportunity to watch a bit of the hearings that you have testified at this week, and I can see and know that you have quite a bit to say. But since I only have 5 minutes, I'm going to try and focus my time on a concept that you talk about very frequently, and that is lethality. By definition, lethality simply means being capable of causing death. Secretary Hegseth, I have a couple of clarifying questions that I'd like very much to get through. So in the interest of time and efficiency, I would ask just simply for a yes or no from you for the answers to these questions in advance, and I thank you. So given that definition of lethality, would it be fair to say that both men and women are, generally speaking, capable of causing death?
It depends
yes
on the,
or no, sir.
Depends on the context.
Yes or no. Yes or no. Are men and women capable of causing death?
It depends on the context.
Yes or no.
It depends on the context.
It's unbelievable to me that you can't come up with an answer whether or not a man or a woman can cause death. That's an obvious yes. Would it be fair to say that the U.S. military trains our soldiers in multiple ways to be capable of causing death, whether they are men or women?
That's a big part of our job.
Yes. Would it be fair to say that both men and women are capable of pulling a trigger of a rifle to cause death? Yes or no?
Sure.
And would it be fair to say that both men and women are capable of operating an unmanned combat drone or maybe pushing a button to launch a missile to cause death again? Yes or no?
I know what you're getting at, ma'am.
Yes?
But it is,
so lastly,
men and women
sir,
carry equipment differently,
lastly,
a 155 round
lastly,
differently,
sir,
a rucksack differently,
reclaiming
a 240
my
Bravo
time,
machine gun
I asked
differently.
about missiles and drones,
It is
sir.
the gentlelady's
Reclaiming
time.
my time. Reclaiming my time,
Ms. Pause.
sir.
It is the gentlelady's time.
Would it be fair, finally, to say that both men and women are capable of piloting a jet or a helicopter to combat people and to cause death as a consequence?
A lot of wonderful female pilots.
Yes or no? So while I agree with you that physical fitness, as you were mentioning, is a very strong and important component of lethality, the warfighter that you have written about in your books and talked about on various podcasts is but a very, very small piece of the overall lethality picture. In fact, we estimate only about 10% of our military personnel are directly involved in the kind of combat that you're referring to. Rather, 90%, that's the math, of our troops are doing other jobs that support and enable those 10%. So to put it simply, lethality cannot be measured solely by the damage that a 6'3", 225-pound Christian male with a rifle can do to the enemy anymore. Sure, I agree he's part of that solution, but it is an incomplete and at best very dangerous and very homogeneous description of that. Lethality is equal parts technical skills, tactical experience, cognitive problem solving, and physical fitness. It's not about one person, but it's about many. It's not about blue or red. It's not about liberal or conservative, Christian, Jewish, or agnostic. It's not about North and South. Here are some statements that you have said previously about women in service. This is 2024, sir, not when you were a 19-year-old. You have said that women are life givers, that dads push us to take risks, and that moms put the training wheels on our bikes, that we need moms, but not in the military. Secondly, you have said, I am straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, and it hasn't made us more lethal. With what's left of my time, sir, I will say to you that women have served our country for 200+ years in our militaries and in service and protection of our nation. They are watching you, what you do and what you say, and we deserve better from you. Women can and do serve with lethality today. We can and do all of the jobs that are required of us. Yes or no, do you believe military women should be in all roles in the military?
Women have joined
Yes
our
or
military
no, sir?
in record numbers
Should
under this
women
administration.
be in all roles in the military?
Standards should be high and equal for
Yes
all
or
positions.
no, sir? We agree. Should they
Standards-
be in all roles in the
So
military?
my job is that
yes
10%
or no?
stays as sharp as
Reclaiming my
possible.
time.
Standards should be high and equal.
Reclaiming my time. Will you agree that that women should be able to perform in all combat roles, assuming they meet the standards?
Gentlelady's time's expired.
It's all about standards.
Before we move to
Disappointing.
Houlahan began her questioning with discipline and precision, the way someone trained to follow a checklist approaches a mission. She acknowledged his experience, his passion for the concept of lethality, a word he uses constantly. But she also made it unmistakably clear that she planned to test that word, not the slogan, not the talking point, but its meaning. Lethality, the capability to take life, a brutal term, but a necessary one in the military. And she asked him the most straightforward version of the concept. Are women capable of lethality? Are women capable of taking a life in combat? Yes or no? You could feel the discomfort radiate from his pauses. Because for Hegseth, this wasn't a simple question. It was a trap he built for himself years ago. He has called women life givers. He has argued that dads teach risk and moms teach caution. He has said, openly, that women shouldn't be in combat because it makes America less lethal. These weren't offhand comments. They came from his worldview, a worldview shaped by traditional gender roles, personal belief systems, and a nostalgia for a type of warfighting that no longer exists. The military he imagines is frozen somewhere in the past, a battlefield defined by brute force and physical dominance, where the 6'3", 225-pound Christian male with a rifle is the center of the universe. But the military Houlahan served in, and the one America relies on today, looks nothing like that. So she pressed him, again and again, yes or no. No explanations, no detours, no context. Because sometimes context becomes a shield, something used to avoid the truth rather than illuminate it. And the irony was impossible to ignore. He knows women can pull a trigger. He knows women fly jets, pilot helicopters, operate missile systems, lead cyber operations, command naval vessels, collect intelligence, and execute missions with lethal precision. There are women right now serving in Ranger battalions, women who have passed elite special operations courses, women who have fought, bled, and died in Iraq and Afghanistan, women who have saved the lives of men who once doubted them. But to acknowledge that openly would mean acknowledging that his own worldview, repeated in media appearances, books, and speeches, has been both outdated and disproven, not just by data, but by real human beings wearing the uniform he claims to represent. So Houlahan forced something rare in these hearings: clarity. She reminded him that only about 10% of the military is engaged in direct combat. 90%, nearly all of the modern military ecosystem, relies on skill, intelligence, coordination, strategy, and technology. In today's conflicts, the ability to analyze satellite data, break encrypted communications, pilot unmanned drones, coordinate logistics across continents, or execute precision cyber operations is as critical to lethality as pulling the trigger on a rifle. And that's what she needed the public to hear: that lethality has evolved, that wars are no longer won by one archetype of soldier, but by a diverse force capable of mastering an increasingly complex global battlefield. That America's true military advantage comes not from nostalgia, but from adaptability. Then came the moment that changed the tone completely. She began quoting his own words about women, not from youth, not from private conversations, but from his adult public statements. Statements that reduce women to mothers, nurturers, symbols of softness, as if the history of war itself doesn't contradict that. As if women haven't served since the revolution. As if women haven't flown in combat, commanded troops, or carried their brothers in arms off the battlefield. This is where the human element enters, because behind every question she asked was an entire population of women who have been told, implicitly or explicitly, that their service is an exception, not the norm, that their abilities require justification, that their existence in the military is a political debate instead of a proven fact. And that's what made her final question so pivotal. Should women be able to serve in all combat roles if they meet the same standards? It was the perfect question, because it wasn't about ideology, philosophy, or tradition. It was about fairness, merit, standards, capability. And once again, he refused to say the word yes. And that silence, that inability to acknowledge something so simple, said more than any speech could. It revealed the tension at the heart of this hearing, the tension between a modern military built on competence and a mindset rooted in a world that no longer exists. Houlahan wasn't just questioning his answers, she was questioning the beliefs guiding American defense policy. And in doing so, she pulled the conversation out of the realm of personal opinion and into the realm of national readiness. So now the question becomes ours. In a world of drones, cyber warfare, AI-guided missiles, and joint force operations, what does lethality mean today? Who gets to embody it? And is America stronger when we limit the definition or when we expand it to reflect reality? Should women be allowed in all combat roles if they meet the same rigorous standards? Has military effectiveness evolved beyond the old stereotypes? And is leadership defined by who fits an outdated mold or by who meets the mission? Share your thoughts, and let's break this open together. And if you want deeper analysis like this on every major hearing that shapes our future, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because these aren't just political moments, they're turning points, and you deserve the full story behind them.